This one will be intentionally a bit shorter because it's the last one, and then you need to digest all these things. So we will show only very simple examples of advanced Mars usage, and then we will have plenty of time for 3 exercises, I believe, and then for any questions, and you might also be able to go home a bit earlier. So the first topic, you have seen Mars action, retrieve, and list so far, but there are more. You can also use Mars language to read the data from a file which resides on any of the file systems you have access. And this can be used to filter some fields. So you read from a source file, you do some filtering, and you write to a target file. So in very similar way, like Mars retrieve, but with the main difference that here you read a file, a grib file, which exists on a file system instead of retrieving it directly from Mars. So here there is a small example. You specify the name of the source file. You can also add the full path to that file if it's not in the same directory when you run the script. And then you filter by specifying Mars keyword. And in this example, we will only read level list, 1000 millibar level. And we will apply post-processing grid to 2.5 degrees latitude and longitude. And then you can create a target file where you store only that field which was read from a file. And this is quite useful. Sorry, was there any question? Okay. But feel free to ask otherwise if you have anything. So this is quite useful if you retrieve larger file from Mars and you forget to split it. So you can use basically EC codes if you have it installed to do grib copy and to split this target file, but you can also equally do this using Mars language. So in this example, we can have a file with 20 pressure levels, and then you want to use only one and to store it in another file. So that is one of the features Mars have. Going further, and again saying this is not available on Web API, this is only available with the Mars client. When you run a retrieve request, you can create multiple target files, not only one. So this is quite useful. For example, if you retrieve multiple days in one go, you can store each day in a separate grib file locally. You can also split by any other Mars keyword. You can use time, so to get a separate file for each time from your request. You can use date, level type as well. So in this example here, you need to use square brackets. So you see the target is equal analysis, which is fixed, and then time in square brackets. Well, the square bracket mean it's a Mars keyword time. So this example will create 4 different target files. It will create analysis 0, analysis 6, analysis 12, and analysis 18. Going further with multi-target, with a square bracket, you can specify Mars keywords as a variable in your target file name. But you can go even further. You can specify if you are retrieving grib data, not buffer, not observations. You can specify EC codes keywords as well. So you can use things like short name. This is the most popular, but you can also use param ID and other keywords. So in this example, we retrieve 3 parameters, T, U, and V, and we want to store them in a separate file for each parameter. And therefore, we could use Mars param keyword in a square bracket, but in this example, we will use short name, which is a nicer EC code short name. So Mars knows when it sees curly brackets, it's a EC code keyword. If it's square bracket, then it's a Mars keyword. Again, this is not available in Mars Web API. So from Mars Web API, you cannot even create multiple target. What is also supported is to have multiple requests. In one Mars request, you can have multiple retrieve sections, and this retrieve section will actually act as a separate retrieve request. So each of them will go on the Mars server. It will go to a separate queue, and this is quite useful because there is inheritance. So, for example, you want to retrieve analysis and forecast in one go, in one script. So you first submit forecast request, you specify keywords to define your request, and then you have another retrieve request. So class and experiment versions are not specified in the bottom request, so they are inherited from the first request. Stream as well, date as well. Also time, because you didn't specify time in the second request. But what you want to change is from analysis to forecast. So you specify a new type, you add step because analysis did not have step in the request one. And then you always need to specify target, and then you can specify the same target as in the first request, but you can also create a new target. If this was opposite, and then you first retrieve forecast and then analysis, you would need to offset the step keyword, which does not exist in analysis. And then you can remove inheritance by specifying off. So you would do step equal off, and then the step keyword would disappear from which was otherwise inherited from the first request. Another keyword you can use, and we haven't used it so far in a Mars retrieve, is a field set. So when you do Mars retrieve, you retrieve some data, and usually in the previous exercises, we would store that data as a target file to a file system. But there is other option. So you can save it with a field set keyword as a field set, which will be stored in memory of your on the client side where you run the client. And this field set is available as long as your script running Mars. Once the Mars request is done, field set is removed. If not saved before that. If you at later point decide that you want to write this and store it, you can always use a write keyword and then field set, which means write field set, which is called analysis, to a physical target file on the file system called data.crib. Another action is compute. So Mars can compute fields. Once you retrieve some fields, it can compute the third field, which is function of the fields you retrieved. And in a compute, you can use field set, which is one of the fields you retrieved from Mars or from a file on disk. And you can use field set. There is a formula keyword where you can define formula, and there is a link to the documentation of compute where you can see all available functions which are already in Mars, like logarithm and many others predefined functions which exist. So you can compute with scalars, with field set, and here we have one example where we retrieved and defined retrieved the field set, defined it as a field set, and that is x, and then you calculate a function of that x, and you also use logarithm of y, which is another field set, and logarithm is embedded function in Mars, and then you save it as a third field set called z. At this point, you can also write Z to a target file if you want to store it permanently on your file system. Then with the compute, you can also mix field set with scalar. and the result of such function would be a field set again. You can combine two field sets, but only if they are defined on the same matrices. So they have to be defined on the same grid, horizontal and vertical grid, to be able to compute with them. And then you can also use compute a bit with scalars only without any field set. In GRIB, we use what is called a bitmap to hide values which are not of our interest. So, for example, sea surface temperature, we will have a bitmap which can have 0 or 1. So to indicate that there are no values under outside of the sea on the land points. And in calculation, Mars Compute will just copy the bitmap from the existing fields if such fields are using bitmap. One of the things to remember if you use compute with a combination of two different field sets, so you can calculate the third field, which might have a GRIB definition or might not even have GRIB definition. It can be something you invented, so you have all the freedom there. But the caveat is that if you store the resulting data, result of compute to a target file, the GRIB headers will not be correct. The Mars will just take GRIB header of the first field used in calculation and copy that header. So the metadata will not be correct. Let's see this example. So, okay. This example is showing how to retrieve the U-wind component. And then from analysis in first request, and then there is the second request, which is retrieving a V component of the wind. So this is surface, so it means 10-meter wind. And then you can use U and V to calculate wind speed. So the formula is U square, V square, and S squared T. And once you create a field set, you can store it in a target file called wind speed, but the GRIB header will be taken from the U field set. So it will be coded in GRIB as a U wind component, which is not correct. You have wind speed here. And again, compute is not available on Mars Web API. It's only available in Mars Client. And now we have a few exercises where you will be able to run a few requests and then use first multi-target option to store the data requested in a single request in a different files. And then there will be a more comprehensive example where you can retrieve and then calculate and then write as another data set. And then an additional example where you can read from a file you previously created. And the last exercise is to convert using EC codes on our machine one of these field sets to NetCDF.